One of the main causes of traction alopecia, of course, is tension and pressure on a particular spot. So when you're doing hairstyles that will cause tension over a period of time, that can lead and cause traction alopecia. Doing today? I hope you're having such a great day. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to have you here. I am so proud of you for taking the next step to scalp care and take your hair to the next level. Today I'm going to be talking about a very common topic that is very especially common in the African American communities, and I'm going to be talking today about traction alopecia. Traction alopecia is very, very common, and I'm very sure in a stage in your life you probably experienced traction alopecia, even as kids, you know, because I feel like a lot of our parents are not educated on hair to know how to care for it better. And sometimes a lot of us grow up with, you know, not that much of a great edges because, you know, that's basically what we knew. But I'm going to be breaking down traction alopecia into 4 different sections today to help you to better understand what I'm going to be talking about traction alopecia. So the first thing is we're going to talk about the definition, the overview, what it means, and the second is the symptoms, the third is the causes of traction alopecia, and the fourth is how to treat traction alopecia. So if you've never, or if this is your first time here, and you've never ever heard of me or, you know, understand what's going on, I have created this platform because I am the creator and founder of Glad Naturally Oil. I'm Julie Williams, so welcome again. And over the years of, you know, dealing with my customers, I have gotten to, you know, be passionate about hair loss and hair growth and, you know, the different reasons why some customers will use products and it would not work for them, and then other reasons why, okay, it will work for some people. So I really have been researching about the different types of hair loss and why people are, you know, getting hair loss and what's causing it, and digging deep so that I can help my customers better along their hair care journey. So because I do care. So again, welcome to my channel. Do not forget to do something, and one thing for me only today is please subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red big bold button that says subscribe, and also click on the notification bell so anytime I have a new video, because I do promise to try at least to release a video once every week, or at least the least once every 2 weeks, to educate women all around the world about hair loss, hair care, and how to get your hair to the next level, or how to, you know, recover if you've suffered from hair loss. So do not forget to do that favor and subscribe. Thank you for doing that. You are much appreciated, and welcome to the family. So like I said, I was going to be talking about traction alopecia. So what is the definition? What does it even mean? A lot of people have no clue what traction alopecia means, and it's actually a very simple definition. It's basically when you suffer from hair loss due to tension and pressure on a particular spot over and over and over and over again for a very long period of time. So for example, when I've been reading about traction alopecia, a lot of ballerinas, for example, suffer from traction alopecia because after years of putting their hair in a ponytail, anytime they have to dance, you know, it's just, you know, constantly putting your hair in a ponytail, they realized that their edges was like descending backwards, and they were suffering from traction alopecia. So that's just, I think, the best way to describe it so that you can understand it better. And also, while I'm going to be talking about this, you're going to understand all the hairstyles that can cause you to suffer from traction alopecia. So welcome to Jumi Grow, and thank you again for subscribing to my channel. So the first thing is the overview, which I've just spoken about. Why, what's the definition and how does it happen? So the other thing I'm going to be talking about is the symptoms of traction alopecia. How would you know if you are suffering from traction alopecia? Because sometimes people don't have a clue. Like, they just know that they're losing hair, but they don't really understand or know the exact reason why they're losing their hair. So one of the common symptoms of traction alopecia is when your scalp is really red. Like maybe after you've done a hairstyle, you notice that your scalp is very sore. It's very red. That's one of the symptoms of of traction alopecia because your scalp is now going through a traumatic experience, and it's showing you the signs of the redness and the soreness. That you have blisters or your scalp is very itchy, you know, that's one of the symptoms of traction alopecia. So just look out for the signs, and also, you know, pay attention to your scalp. It's very important. That's why I don't joke with scalp care, and I don't even put any tension on my edges. And if you notice that you've put tension or pressure in your edges, just look out for the signs, okay? Don't let it last too long before you start doing something about it, because you don't want the effect of it to become permanent. So you need to either, I recommend, you know, I'm going to talk about that in treatment, but those are one of the common symptoms. Blisters, you know, you notice that, you know, you're having sores on your scalp. That's when it's really, really bad. And hopefully, you know, I pray you don't let it get to that level. Don't even allow anybody to do that to you. Don't let no hairstylist do that to you. Is what causes traction alopecia. A lot of people don't have a clue, and that's why I want to talk about this today. One of the main causes of traction alopecia, of course, is tension and pressure on a particular spot. So when you're doing hairstyles that will cause tension over a period of time, that can lead and cause traction alopecia. For example, the braids. The tie braid. I used to, oh my goodness, I used to be the queen of braids. I loved anything braids. I never, when I was younger, I never gave my, when I was a teenager especially, never gave my head or my scalp a break. If I do, and by the way, my hair was permed, oh my goodness, like, that was horrible. After I perm my hair, I leave my hair for like maybe 2 weeks, and then I go get my braids done. And the circle repeats itself over and over again, which is one of the reasons people suffer from traction alopecia. So when you notice that, oh, I've just done a braid or an hairstyle that, of course, is cute. You want to look cute. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you cannot sleep at night, listen to me very clearly. If you do an hairstyle and you cannot sleep at night, or you are having constant headache for the first week, oh my goodness, that would lead to traction alopecia. That means that it's causing tension. It is too tight that even your brain, your entire brain and your veins is feeling it. Like, come on, chap, stop it. That causes traction alopecia. You want to make sure that even if you want to do your braids, there's nothing wrong with it. I am not against protective hairstyling, but don't make it too tight. There's a way you can tell your hairstylist, if you're not the one doing it on yourself, to not make it too tight. Just don't make it too tight. I'll be alright. Because sometimes they feel like if it's not tight enough, you're just not going to look cute. That's a lie. It's still going to look cute. Protect your scalp. Protect your edges, girl. Don't listen to them. Make sure that you are making these changes. And also dreadlocks. So I've noticed that a lot of my customers that come to me, they will tell me, oh, I've had dreadlocks for like 10 years or 15 years, and now they've suffered from traction alopecia. Because, you know, when you keep putting pressure, that's tension. Over a period of years, when you have dreads, they have to keep twisting it together, right? Twisting it, and then it gets longer, and then it puts tension and pressure on the scalp because it's getting heavier. That causes traction alopecia. So I recommend you can still have your dreads and look cute, maybe for 5 years, but when you start noticing that it's starting to damage your scalp, that's when you need to just cut it off. Keep the dreads if you want to, and just take a break. Let your scalp breathe. And then maybe after a year or two, you can go back to your dread hairstyles and install it again. But just let your scalp breathe. You don't want to damage your scalp and make it a permanent damage. Because once it becomes a permanent damage, it becomes irreversible. And there is nothing you or any product you buy on earth would do to get it back. You're going to have to see a dermatologist. They would have to do a biopsy on your scalp. They'll have to determine if it's really a permanent damage, and then they'll start talking about head transplant. No, that sounds scary to me. Anything with surgery, I don't do. So you want to get into that. If it's preventable, why not prevent it? Hair extensions is another reason why you might suffer from traction alopecia. You know the braids, they're cute, right? But then they're also very heavy. So they are causing, like when you do the braids, it's heavy. It makes it heavy in your scalp. And over a period of time, it can start damaging your scalp. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing the braids. I'm nothing against it. But just make sure you time it. So if you get your braids done today, start counting your calendar. A month after to 6 weeks is the maximum. Now give your hair another 2 months or 3 months break before you now go back and install another protective hairstyle. So those are the ways you can prevent it from happening. And also another thing I've just realized is rollers. Like, you know how you put your hair in rollers and you go to bed overnight? Try to not do that. I don't even know how people sleep. I used to do that. That was honestly, no. It was cute the next day, but I didn't sleep well. Okay, I don't like to mess with my sleep. I love my sleep. So the rollers, actually does lead to traction alopecia. So it's better for you to maybe just wrap your hair and put a satin scarf on. You know, it will still look cute and nice the next day. There's so many other ways you can do it. Just avoid all those little tension and pressure on your edges. Gotta save those edges, save those scalp, okay? And save your follicles. So important, because once those follicles are damaged, oof, you can't get any prevention and how to prevent traction alopecia. So for those that have never suffered from it and you're listening to this for the first time, at least, you know, you have a head start. You can prevent this from happening to you or even to your generation. I feel like, you know, moms pass down great habits to the kids, hair care habits to the kids, like I'm doing to my kids right now. So you're going to pass down all those good traits and good habits to your children. So you want to make sure that you are changing your hairstyle very often. You're not putting too much tension while you're doing that. You are giving your scalp a break. You're giving your hair the break it needs. Let it breathe, girl. Let it breathe. Okay, so that one is very important. And then avoid texturizer, chemicals, you know, and if you're already doing and using chemicals, one thing I would recommend for you, because some people actually cannot manage an natural hair, it's too much work, and I get it, okay? If you feel like you still need to use texturizers or relaxers, this is what I'm going to advise you. And take this advice. Once you put chemicals on your hair is already, your scalp is already not as healthy because of the chemicals actually they do damage your scalp. One thing you don't want to do is damage it even further by just going the next day to get your hair braided. You know, once you put relaxer on, let your hair breathe for a very long time. Don't do back-to-back, you know, braids and curl rolls and weaves, because all that kind of damages your scalp. You might not see it damaging your scalp now, but over a period, it's a continuous thing. You want to see it. It will be like maybe one follicle is damaged today, and then the next day another follicle is damaged until you have a whole bunch of follicles that are damaged, and then we can't do anything to restore your follicles. So you don't want that to happen. So stay away from chemicals. Stay away from texturizers. If you cannot stay away from them, stay away from tied hairstyles. I'm sure you can do that, right? Because you want to make sure that once you get to your older age, you have some hair left. That's important. So please take my advice today. And that's fantastic. So the other thing is, when you decide to put your hair in ponytails, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you're not using a rubber band or something with an elastic band, because what it does is it can rip out some of your hair, especially in the middle. So you want to be careful with anything elastic band. And then once you wear wig, there's nothing wrong with wearing your wig, but just remember, if you are wearing a wig, use a satin wig cap. That's very good. And then try not to put tension on your edges. When you're putting it on, be very careful not to make it too tight so that it's not pulling it up. Because if you wear a wig for 6 months, but then your wig is pulling your edges back every day, guess what? Traction alopecia. It's around the corner. So you want to be very careful with that. So those are the different ways you can prevent traction alopecia. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is how to treat traction alopecia if you're currently suffering from traction alopecia. I always recommend the beginning stage is the best time to treat anything, but also always see a dermatologist first. Dermatologists, they should be your best. Your insurance actually covers your first consultation. Find a dermatologist next to you and do a biopsy in your scalp. If you notice that you're losing a lot of hair, let them figure out and get to the roots of the problem. In the words of Dr. Yolanda Lindsay, get to the roots of the problem. You want to make sure that you get to the roots, because it will help you know how to treat and recover it better. So that's my first goal. And then a lot of my customers, when they use the Glam Naturally Well, which is a good, you know, product that helps to regrow your hair back to health. The good thing is, if you're in the beginning stage, let's say you just lost most of your hair maybe like 5 months ago or 3 months ago or last month, the oils will help you regrow it. Hopefully you're not going to go back and make those bad choices and start doing those tight braids again and lose your edges again. But the oils will help you get it back to health. But the only problem is if it's been a damage, like you've waited 8 years and you did nothing about it, or 15 years and now, you now want to do something about it, it might be too late at that point. So it's important for you to always, at the beginning stage, see a dermatologist, get to the bottom of it, get to the roots. And also, if you suffer from traction alopecia and one of your symptoms is blisters or soreness, or you have wounds on your head, you want to make sure you see a dermatologist for that, because you don't want that to get infected. So treat that first, and then you can now start adding topical product on it to help you regrow it back. Does that make sense? I hope I've helped someone today. Some doctors also offer steroids depending on how far you are in your damage or of the how far you are in the diagnosis of your traction alopecia. But I normally want to run away from stuff like that, so it's better for you to just treat it from the beginning. You know, use topical organic natural oils, essential oils, massage them into your scalp, your hair, and stop making those bad decisions for your scalp, because it goes a long way to helping it heal. Remember, the scalp is very fragile. If it suffers a traumatic experience, you don't want to make it worse. You want it to recover from that experience, and then from there you can take it and have flourishing hair. I really do hope and pray that this video has helped you. Please let me know, comment below. Let me know if you suffer from traction alopecia. Let me know if you're going to be taking all the advices that I've spoken about. And I'm going to be commenting below as well and give you some links and resources that I've used in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Come on now, click on that button, subscribe, and click on the notification bell, because my goal is to educate as many women as possible so that we can all have flourishing natural hair. Thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day. Bye. For those that are viewing, if this is your first